burgled or vandalized since the start of the lockdown. For more on this, we cross to our reporter, Aphumelele Mdlalane, who's standing by for us in Bloemfontein. Thanks very much, Aphumelele, for joining us. If you can hear me, just tell us what's happening where you are.
A number you just mentioned that it's 14 schools in the province. The number has been revised now to 15 schools that have been vandalized since the lockdown has been effected. But with me, I'm joined by the spokesperson of the Free State Education, Howard Ndaba, just to give us details on what exactly has transpired. Now, at the moment, we are at Aphumelele Secondary School. Let's begin with what exactly has happened in the school.
Well, in this school where we are now, the person who was involved in this criminality get inside the school using the admin block, get into the office of the principal, took some calculators, the phones and other things that belongs to the schools. He also took some textbooks, math textbook. And this is very concerning to us as a department because, as you can see, the number is increasing. Only yesterday there was another school around Kwakwa where did this kind of criminality happen. We are really making an appeal to the public out there because, you know, these things are, the people who are doing these things are not people who are coming from Johannesburg or Gauteng or overseas. These are the people who really know exactly the school. These are people who have a relationship with the school. So that is what is concerning to us, and that is why we are making a passionate appeal to our parents, to our community members to report this kind of incident. Because if we don't, when the school reopen, when the lockdown ends, our school there will be no school. So it's very important that as patriotic citizens, we guard our school because these are the property that belong to the community, not government.
Do we perhaps know what can be the motive behind these incidents?
Well, it's very difficult to determine what's the motive because the trend that we are seeing is that they are targeting mainly our national school nutrition centers in the schools. They will take paws, they will take, in some instances, they take things like food that belongs to the learners. You have another school in First where they took the gas cylinder. So it's a variety of things. But what is key is that we need to make, because police cannot patrol in all the schools that we have. We have got more than 1,000 schools in the province. You can't have police in each and every school. We need to bring in, to zoom in, the support of our community, because if the community is not supporting us through community policing forums, to other structures in the community, they must come in and make sure that we fight this scourge that is happening in our schools, so that nothing, our schools are not touched, but our schools are supposed to be the centers of learning, not the centers of criminality.
While we are still there, Mr. Ndaba, talking about beefing up the security as the education department, what measures have you put in place?
Well, obviously in the province we have what you call a prof joint, where everything that is happening in our locality is reported to us. That so the senior security officials are aware of this, and we're working with them to make sure that at least we make sure that we increase the visibility, especially around our schools. But also we're looking at possibility of making sure that we partner with our communities, we partner with our local police station, so that everything that is happening is linked to whatever is linked to those police stations, so that there is a rapid response to this kind of incident.
Perhaps, do we know how much the damage have been caused thus far?
Well, at this stage, we don't know. What we will do then, immediately after the lockdown, we will then deploy our experts to assess the damage, and it is at that time that we'll be able to establish what the exact cost of this kind of incident.
And have there been any arrests that have been made, Mr. Howard?
Well, fortunately, in the school where we are now, at least a perpetrator or the alleged suspect has been arrested. And in one school in Butshabelo, two people have also been arrested. And those people have been found to have some kind of a link with the school. That is why we're saying this thing is not done by people who are strangers to the school. These are the people who know exactly they know exactly what they want. In Butshabelo, for example, They went straight, they took some tablets, they went straight to where they are, and then they took those things. So these are the people who have some form of a relationship with the school.
Would this delay academic activity post-lockdown? What has happened?
If this thing goes unabated, it will definitely have an adverse effect on learning and teaching when the lockdown ends. So it's very important that we stop this thing here and now and work together with community. And I want to emphasize, police alone, government alone cannot win this battle. We need the support of our community, the neighbors. But these schools are located right within our communities. They are not somewhere in the mass. They are within our communities. Some of our community members are aware of these things. They need to report these things to the law enforcement agencies.
All right, thank you. That was Howard Ndaba, the spokesperson of the Free State Education. He is, of course, reiterating that at least the community should work together to make sure that the schools are not being vandalized. Also, on the issue of the damage that have been caused thus far, he says that he can't really say how much damage have been caused, but there is a damage, of course, because there's food for feeding scheme that has been taken by the perpetrators. There's been a stationery that has been taken, and also vandalism of the building in particular. So it's really a cry for a Department of Education making it to the public to say that this should come to a halt. But they saying that they've seen, this has yielded good results, that there's people so far that have been arrested who have been, of course, been connected to the incidents of vandalism in the Free State.
Thanks very much, Aphumelele. Government is refusing to give SAA any more money